It's a good morning, and thank you for coming to our studios, Nico.
Hi, good morning.
So, Nico, when it comes to financial planning, we always speak about it. November, early December, we talk about the fact that, December, January are big months, Christmas, end of the year, and those things. But yet, we often, and most of us, find ourselves in a tight spot around this time of January.
Yes, you got to blame your employer.
Oh, okay.
That's
Why
the
is
problem.
that?
You see, normally your employer pays you on the last day of the month.
That's correct.
In December, they want to be nice. So they pay you halfway through the month. But now what's different from December is you've got Christmas.
Big expenses.
And you've got to go shopping. And you've got all the stress of kids who are back from school. So you can't say no. And it's easier just to go to Wimpy and to go to McDonald's and do all the other stuff while you're shopping. But the problem is that by the time the 26th of January has come, you've spent December has come, you've spent January's money already.
Yeah, true story.
So you get to the end of December and now you've run out of cash. So that is a reasoning of why that happens. So the way to fix that is to plan your budget differently.
Okay.
Because most people say, I spend 200,000 Rand a year, therefore I'm going to divide that by 12, and each month I'm going to spend 1/12 of my money.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Christmas time is going to demand more than 1/12 of your normal budget. Then we start our new school year at the beginning of January.
Which also means lots of extra expenses
and have
and
you
whatnot.
seen what those books cost?
I know. And for example, the glue sticks and the
Yes.
stationery items.
Yes. So, I mean, I get a list for a little 12-year-old.
Yeah.
And I've got to buy toilet paper. I've got to buy pens so the teachers can mark his work in red. Everything is now included.
Yeah.
That makes the book list really expensive. And no matter how hard you try, kids won't stop growing.
Yeah, it's a real inconvenience.
Now you've got the uniform that doesn't fit either.
Exactly.
So
and the shoes.
So it is reality that December and January is not going to take 2/12 of your money. It's going to take 1/4 of your money. And your budgeting has to take that into account. And please, credit cards are not your friends.
They're not. And why do you say that? I mean, I've got a little bit of experience with the credit card side of things, but why would you say as a financial advisor that credit cards are not our friends?
Okay. Because of the way we use our credit cards. If you take a credit card, a new credit card, and you buy one item for 10,000 Rand, just one, and you never buy anything else on that credit card again, and you pay the minimum balance that the bank asks, you are going to be paying on that amount for more than 2 years.
Ooh.
And you're going to give the bank more than 10,000 Rand in interest.
So you're going to be paying 20,000 Rand for a 10,000 Rand item.
Yes. So you're doubling the price. So your credit card is not your friend unless you can settle it in full at the end of the month. Because then you've got 55 days free credit, you've got all the loyalty points, and you've got all kinds of other bonuses. But if you pay less than the full amount, the credit card is not your friend.
So how do we do it when we come to the budgeting aspect of, as you said, 2 months, 2/12 need to go to the month of December. So we actually need to divide our year into 13. Is that right?
Actually, ideally, what you want to do is to recognize that for December and January, you're going to need more than 2/12, 1/6 of your budget. And if that means your budget is not working out, then you need to start cutting expenses. And there are tricks which we can deal with on how to cut your budget painlessly. There are things you can do. But the problem comes if you assume December is an ordinary month, January is an ordinary month. It is not it is never going to be an ordinary month.
Yeah.
And you can get to 90 years old and still be struggling with the same problem.
Lastly, Nico, something with regard to budgeting and helping our teenagers with regard to working with money. Just quickly give us some practical advice, how as parents we can
Well,
teach.
again, I start off around 10 years old. They get budgets. In this particular case, this young lad gets 50 rand in a week. And then he gets another 50 rand where he's got to learn to pay for his transport to school. That taxi will charge him 50 rand in a week. And so in the beginning, the first 3 or 4 months, he blew his pocket money within an hour of getting it.
Oops.
And then he learned, no, I need to spread this out. And he began to do that. Then he learned if he goes to buy some sweets at Woolworths, he's going to get a different price if he goes to buy his sweets at Crazy Store.
Yeah.
So now he's learned how to make his budget purchases. He's learned how to plan ahead, and he's learned how to fit it within his budget so that on Friday when he gets his pocket money, he knows that has got to last until Thursday the next week. That kid has learned lessons that most adults haven't yet learned.
And it's experiential learning as opposed to you sitting him down and saying, this is this is that.
He doesn't want another school teacher in his life.
Exactly.
He wants the guideline to learn how to plan ahead and to do that. So he bought his own mobile phone.
Wow.
And the deal was he saves a third of the price. We'll give him the rest.
Wow.
But he saved it.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
So he's learning. He will cope one day.
Yes.
Better than a lot of adults do.
It's never too late to start. Might be a
Yes.
bit harder as the children are a bit older, but it's important to teach them and let them learn experientially.
Absolutely.
Nico, that's where we're going to leave it for now. It's been great chatting to you, some good advice, and thank you for coming through to us.
Sure.